everyone, so we're at part 4 for relations and functions, CSEC multiple choice questions. The first couple questions was one or two questions that I would have forgot to include in the previous videos. So let's make sure to look at the first 3 videos and then come on to this one. So for example, for this one here, it says which of the following represents the graph of a function. Now remember, in our previous videos, you would have said that a function could either be 1 to 1 or it can be many to 1. Now, in this case, they gave us graphs, right? And the way there were 2 other questions that we looked at with graphs and to find out whether they are functions or not. It's called the line test. So you draw a straight line. And once that straight line passes through only one point on the graph, it's a function. So right away we know that 1 is a function, right? But just to show you how the others aren't functions, if I had to draw a straight line from here, coming down, well, my line is too straight, right? But you see I pass through 2 points, and on the other side here, you see I will pass through 2 points as well. And look at the third one, you see how if you come over here, it's going to pass through more than 1 point, right? And likewise for here, right? So generally, for one is a straight line, right? We connect the stars, the points. And straight lines are functions, right? So just keep that in mind. Right, now these 3 questions, again, they're all similar. These 2 here, this one here, and this one here, they are the same thing, right? Just one side variation in the question. So it says the set and x are the values are x less than or equal, 6 less than or equal to x less than 10, where x is an integer. It's the same question down here. Let's say replace the word integer with the symbol for integer, which is z, right? So remember, in our previous videos, again, if you didn't look at them, go back and look at them. You see how here we have the equal line underneath, and here we just have the there's no equal line. So remember, when there's an equal line, you have to include that number. So meaning we have to include the 6. And here there's no equal line, so we are not including the 10, right? So it's less than 10. The number we have to will be 9, right? So it's ready from 6. We must include 6, 7, 8, 9. We are not including the 10 because there's no equal line underneath there, right? So our answer is A. And it's the same thing here that they asked, right? They just wrote it slightly differently. And now across here now, we have ranging from, now it's the same question. You just see how they put 5 instead of 6. You have your equal line underneath there. And there's no equal line here, meaning we include in the 5, but we are not going to include the 10. So let's see it. We include in the 5, right? But we're not including the 10. So here. As you see for D, they included the 5 and they also included the 10. But we are not including the 10 because there was no equal line under the less than symbol, right? So just keep that in mind. Alright, now looking at this one here. The range of f of x, so remember that this could be written as f of x equals x to the power 3, same thing we mean, right? For the domain, remember the domain are the x values, right? Domain are the x values. So we want to find the range when the domain are these values here, right? So basically, you're going to work out for when x is negative 2, when x is negative 1, when x is 0, and then we're going to look for when x is 1 and when x is 2. So let's work it out. And remember, our range, range is y values, right? And remember, f of x equals x cubed is the same as saying y equals x cubed, right? f of x, same thing, right? F of x and y. So now let's go ahead now. Y equals x cubed. Let's substitute when x is negative 2. So negative 2 to the power 3, which is negative 2 by negative 2 by negative 2 by negative sign, right? So negative by a negative is a positive, and a positive by a negative will give me back a negative. And 2 by 2 by 2, negative 8, right? So now when we're going to go for when x is negative 1. Negative 1 to the power 3, negative 1 by negative 1 by negative 1. Again, negative and a negative is a positive. Positive and a negative is a negative. And 1 by 1 by 1 is 1. Alright. When x is 0, well, any 0 to the power 3 is 0. Now let's do it for when x is 1. So that's 1 to the power 3. So that's 1 by 1 by 1, which is 1. Right? And then do it for 2. X to the power 3. 3. So that's 2 by 2 by 2. And it's positive, so this should just be 8. So these are my values for y here, right? So basically, what should my y values be then? Negative 8, negative 1, 0, 1, and 8, which is option D, right? Very simple. Then we have these two questions, which are the same question. Again, they added on a different piece. So this is similar to the question we just looked at, right? So it says, which of the following sets is represented by the function, and remember this is f of x equals x squared plus 3. So f of x, which is, remember, y equals x squared plus 3. And it's the same thing here, right? Now, here they gave you the values of the domain values, the x values, meaning we need to find the y values. And now on the right hand side, they didn't give you the x values. Well, they didn't state it like the left hand side. However, if you look at the answers, you'll see for each one, remember all of these is always x first, comma y, x, comma y, x, comma y, x, comma y. So really and truly, the first number is the x value. So really the x values are 0, 1, 2, and 3. See how on the left hand side we have the 0, 1, 2, and 3. And we just want to find the y values, right? So again, just to put it up here, it's our x value first, comma y, right? Now we need to find out for when x is equal to 0. We need to find for when find the y value when x is 0, when x is 1. We need to find the y value when x is 2. And we need to find the y value when x is equal to 3. So let's go now. So I'm not going to write over the same thing again. I'm going to substitute values one time, right? So this is what we're looking at here. Right? So it'll be 0 squared, wherever you see the x between is 0, right? Plus 3. 0 squared is 0, and 0 plus 3 is 3. So my x value is 0, and my y value is 3, right? When x is 0, y is 3. Let's do it for 1 when x is 1. So wherever you see the 1, you're going to put it by the x. So 1 squared plus 3. 1 squared is 1 by 1, right? Which is 1 plus 3. And that is equal to x is 1, y is 4. Let's do it for when x is 2, find the y value. So it'll be 2 squared plus 3. 2 by 2 is, 2 squared is 2 by 2, right? Which is 4 plus 3, which is equal to 7. When x is 2, y is 7. And then do the same thing across here when x is 3, find the y value. 3 squared plus 3. 3 squared is 3 by 3, 9 plus 3. That is 12. So when x is 3, y is 12. So you're just looking for those, these, we call them ordered pairs, right? These ordered pairs in the answers. Where are we seeing 0, 3? Or are we seeing 0, 3 for all here? Let's look for 1, 4 next. 1, 4, 1, 4 is only in B and C. So let's see us narrow it down. Then 2, 7. We're not seeing 2, 7 in B, we're seeing 2, 7 in D. So D has to be the answer, right? Because it's saying it's seeing the 3, 12, right? So, great. And then on this side, it was option A actually, right? Cool. And that's it with that. And now this question, it says, which of the following sets of ordered pairs? We might just use the term ordered pairs. Ordered pairs when you have your x and your y values, x comma y. That's an ordered pair, right? Describes a function. Now remember, I said first number is the x, second number is the y. First is x, then y, x, then y, right? Now, we want to know which one describes a function. Remember, functions are one-to-one, and it could be many to one, right? Now, let's write it out like how we did like a mapping diagram, right? Let's put more x values here and more y values here, right? So my x values for the first one would be 2 and then 4, right? And then, so you see here, the x value is just 2 and well 4, right? The 2 was repeated, so put 2 ones. And then we have 3, 5, and 7 for the y. 3, 5, 7. Alright, so this is for E. Right? Let me just section that off there. Right? I'll draw a little right. So 2 goes to 3, 2 goes to 5, but this is 1 to many here, right? So this is not a function. You see how you have 1 to many there? We don't want that. So let's do it for the next one. Our x values are 2, 4, and 5. So 2, 4, 5. My y values are 1, 3, 7. 1, 3, 7. Right. So 2 goes to 1, right? So you have 2 goes to 1. 4 goes to 3. And 5 goes to 7. Right away we could stop because this is a 1 to 1. 1 to 1, right? And we know 1 to 1 is a function. And that's it. We don't need to go any further, right? Once you get your function, that's describe that these order pairs describe the function, and that's it.